I realized for the past few sessions we've had, the one thing that I cannot believe I did not have us do a whole session on is family signs. So that I could not believe I forgot that. I realized that when I was signing brother and sister to my students, and I was like, oh, I never used that in the ASL club class. So we're gonna do that today. So I was gonna start off obviously with just like mom, dad, brother, sister, and then go through just kind of the basics. And if there's more that you think of or you're curious about, I can, as long as I know it, I'll show you it. Some of them I'm like, oh, I might never have seen it because, like I said, there's just all kinds of different families. So, but so the first one I'm gonna do is mom, and so mom is you have the hand, like your five hand, and you put your thumb on your chin, and that's mom. And then dad is going to be up here. And so the nice thing about doing anything related to boys or girls is that all the boys will be up top and all the girls will be down here. So anything about like brother, uncle, cousin, it's all going to be up here, while if it's talking about a girl, it's going to be down here. So we have mom, dad. And for the sign for parents, you would go just like parents, just kind of do both. Some people will do parents, but that's more English, like signing exact English. And in ASL, you just do parents. And then we have sister. So sister is going to make the almost like you're having a water gun, and you're going to have your other hand the same way. And then you're going to go sister, sister, sister. And it's very important you make sure you're up to your chin, because if you're farther away, that's right. So sister, sister, and then brother, brother. So you have your sister and your brother. Then we have uncle. So uncle's going to be the U, and you're just going to spin it a little circles right next to the top of your head. Then we have aunt, which is going to be the A, circles to the bottom around your chin. Then for cousin, so for cousin, it's very easy. It's just the C. And if you're talking about cousins and you're not being very specific on the gender, you just put into the center cousin. And if you are talking about my cousin, he is outside, you would say you put the C up to the head and then down for a girl. So cousin, boy and girl. So girl, I don't think I've shown you this. So girl is just one cross on the chin, girl. You'll sometimes see this, but you have to be careful because that's the sign for every day. So girl. And then boy is going to be like you're tapping like a cap. So boy. It's like imagine there's the hat. Boy. So there's that. Husband and wife. So wife is going to be, okay, I got to back up for this. And I apologize for the weird layout. But so wife, you're going to have your hand like this, and you're going to meet. So wife, husband. Wife, husband. So that, yes, Emily, I think you raising your hand. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm very much like, oh, please, I don't want to be going too fast. So if anyone raises their hand, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to check on that. So wife and then husband. And then we have, oh, I got to wiggle my fingers to remember. Okay, boyfriend and girlfriend. So for girlfriend, you do girl, and then you do friend. So friend is you're going to have your almost like X's, and you're going to tap. So you just kind of, friend. So you'll just do girlfriend, boyfriends. So, and that can mean even when we're saying, oh yeah, my girlfriends and I, like it is used like that, because a lot of times with ASL, you understand it's very much like the context. So, you're not going to be like, unless that's like that's your way of living, is you're not going to go, yeah, no, all my girlfriends were all dating all together. And like, you mean like all y'all are dating they'll know, okay, you mean like your best friends, your friends that are girls that you guys hang out with. So that's that. Girlfriends, boyfriends. Everyone keeps forgetting me. Okay, daughter. So daughter is going to be daughter. You're going to go girl and then turn to a baby. Girl, baby, daughter. And then son is going to be hat, baby, hat, baby. Okay, so we're going to review these real quick and then I'll add more. So mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle, aunt, cousin. Either way is the cousins. Oh, parents. I have to remember them all. Girl, boy, girl, friend, boy, friend, daughter, son. Alrighty. Oh, wife, husband. Thank you, Beth. Wife, husband. And now sorry, there's so many family members and they will come to my mind as I'm signing them and then I'll forget them.
Grandparents.
That's the one. I remembered that as I was signing and I said, I'll come back to it. So grandparents is super easy. It's for grandmother, you start here and then you bounce. So grandmother. And then for grandfather, it's the same thing. Grandfather. Some kids, when they're being funny, they will go grandmother, like acting like she's really old. Grandfather's really old. They'll do that and it's the funniest thing to me. I'm like, your grandparents are not that old. And they're like, they're old. So grandmother, grandfather. Are there any other families? Oh, so for step families, what you'll do is you finger spell step brother, step sister. I'm flipping them, sorry. Sister, brother, step father, step mother. So that's how you describe your step. And then for like half, it's again the half sister, half brother. Just that finger spelling to help with that. All right. Are there any other families that names that I did not think of?
Jillian, will you do half again? I didn't quite catch.
Half. Mm-hmm. And then Miss Deborah?
Can you do the ones with the friends again? I didn't catch which way my fingers are supposed to cross.
Yes. So I'll do friends. So friends is just, it's like you have little hooks and then you just swap.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so and then you just have the girl and then the boy. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I guess I can show you all best friends because, that's, if you're close enough with your best friend, they're your family. And so best is it's a strange sign. So you're going to do this and you're going to curve up like a good thumbs up. So best friend. Are there any other families? I'm trying to think of any other kinds. Are there any other family members y'all can think of that I didn't say? I'm seeing a few flickers on people.
It's not exactly a family member, but my daughter's adopted. And so how do I say adopted?
So that is actually a sign I've not looked up.
Okay.
And I've been meaning to look it up because I have a few students who are adopted. And when we read stories from social studies, I try to tie in when another kid's adopted. Because I always think it could be something where accept, like this is the sign for like accept. So like accept, like that can be kind of tying in. I will check on that. Let me write that down and then I'll see. And next meeting, I will let you know. Because that is something I've also been curious of.
The only one I can think of is in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law.
So for that, you would do, and this one I always get like, now don't hold me to this one. That's what I want to say, because it can be a little, is that you would go like sister and like in law, because this is the sign for law, is you make the L law. So sister in law, brother in law. I always feel that one's kind of strange just because I don't know. I know it's like technically because you have this legal document that's saying that you're married. So technically, legally, they are your, like, I don't know. I always think law. I'm like, that's a document. That's not a person. But I mean, it makes sense. So sister-in-law, brother-in-law, mom-in-law, that. All right.
So if you're saying something like law professor, like law teacher, do you do law teach person? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Those are always fun when you start getting into like the doctors who are actual professors and you're like doctor, teacher, like it just gets a little like there's just a lot of repetition. It's like, ooh, what are you? So, but yes, you just kind of layer on top of them. All right. So I think that's our family signs. We're going to review them one more time, especially the newer ones. And then after that, I was thinking we could move on to animals because we have not done animals. So we'll just start from the beginning. So mom, dad, parents, sister, brother. We have uncle, aunt, cousin, either way, girl, boy, girlfriend, boyfriend, excuse me, wife. I keep wanting to say husband because you say husband and wife. That's how you say it grammatically, but I keep signing wife first. So wife, husband, daughter, son. Then we have grandma, grandpa. And we have step brother, I said it again. I'm sorry. Step sister. Please understand, this is sister, this is brother, but I keep flipping on myself. I apologize. Step sister, step brother. And then, oh my goodness, they're just all going right now. Miss Beth, what do you have on your list that I have not said yet?
Just the in-laws. Just the in-laws.
Best friend. Thank you, Miss Alice.
Yeah,
Best friend. And then sister-in-law, brother-in-law. All righty. So next we have animals. Now, obviously, we're not going to go through every single animal in the world because that would take all night. But I'm going to do some of the main ones, especially ones that you would typically have as pets. So obviously, I'm going to start with cat and dog. So cat is kind of one of the fun ones, in my opinion. It's cat. So it's like the whiskers, cat. And then dog. So dog is kind of, it's going to look strange. It's because you pat your leg and then you snap. So pat your leg. It's like, you know, when you're saying, here, boy, come here. And sometimes you'll be like that. So dog. And then we have fish. And fish is you're going to have this and I'm going to turn it sideways. It's almost like it's swimming. Fish.
The animals are so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
You should see them when they're little 5-year-old kids signing these things. They're just, they're so cute. I'm like, you guys just have just the cutest little hands with your signs. Oh, I can't even. It's so bad. Like, it's so cute. I mean, and so, but yeah, so we have fish and then we have bird. And so bird is going to be like that. And you're going to put it right front, bird. And This is also the sign for like chicken. They kind of, anything that's a bird, you would have under here. And if you were trying to be specific, you would have to finger spell the word. So like, but usually a lot of times like bird, chicken, if you're saying my pet bird, they're going to know you're not meaning a chicken. So, and if you're pet, so pet is you're going to have your non-dominant hand and it's like you're petting it. So pet. And then we have spider. Spider is going to be, you have your hands on top of each other and you'll wiggle them. So it's like you actually are making a spider. Miss Katie's over there dying. She thinks these are just, oh, they're so cute. Then we have snake. And so snake is going to be the S and you're going to go and you have like it's like the forked tongue and you go like that, snake. Then we have lizard. Okay, so lizard is one that one of my kids taught me, and it's because like they saw one and they freaked out and I was like, what do you see? And they're like, it's a lizard. And I was like, oh, so lizard, and this is kind of anything for like, that's kind of that same sort of salamander, is you'll have the L and you'll just kind of pretend like it's crawling up your arm. Lizard, and you'll shake it a little like it's wiggling on your arm. Lizard. Trying to think of any more animals that we could have as pets. Are there? Okay, so then we'll just move on to some bigger animals. And if there's any that I don't say, please let me know and I'll be happy to show you or look it up. So we have pig. So pig is going to be, it's kind of strange. So I'm looking up just so you can see what I'm doing. Is you're going to have your hand like this and you just bend your fingers. So pig. And that's even if you're describing like I'm having ham for dinner, you'll be like, I'm having pig. I'm sorry, Miss Katie. I know. I have to say that's just how they do it. Because like you say you have chicken, you're having chicken for dinner. Like that's just the sign. So man, you gotta love ASL. So we have pig. We have bear. So bears, you're gonna have your open hands and you just kind of bear. And you kind of want to like almost like bend them into like claws, you see? So bear. And then we have like a tiger, you would kind of be like tiger is the stripes. This is also like, you kind of would be like tiger. I tend to do a little more like this just to help with the animal, showing that it's an animal, because this is also the sign for stripes. So like tiger. And then my kids love cheetahs, and so what they'll do is they'll do polka dots. They'll go like animal with polka dots, or they'll say cat polka dots. So polka dots. We have lion. So lion I've seen a couple of different ways, kind of like lion. Some will go lion. Oh, here, let me slow them down so you can see them. So some will go like this, like they're poofy, like the lion. And then some will go where they have their hand like this and they're shaking it, going over their head like this, lion. I kind of prefer this one just so it's very visual and the kids know. Let's see, what else do we have?
Gillian, what's just animal?
Oh, animal. That's probably a good one to have. So animal, you're going to put your hands, your like 4 fingers like this, and you're going to bend them. It's like wings, basically. Animal. Because if you just leave it, that's have. So animal.
Is there what's the word? Is there a word for like a sign for zoo, or do you spell it?
You spell it. I wish
spell
there
it,
would
okay.
be a cooler sign for zoo, because I think that would be such a fun one to have a sign for, but zoo is just ZOO.
Okay.
You can, I mean, for kids who can't spell, you could always just go animal place and then describing it. So, gorilla, you just reminded me. So gorilla is what you would expect, gorilla. Monkey is monkey. Like, I mean, I almost want to think that any of the motions that we've learned as a kid were pretty much probably from ASL, like, because they're just like, they're the exact same things. I'm like, wow, okay, this makes it so much easier to learn. So we have those. So giraffe is going to be, you're kind of almost making like a small little cup, and you'll just go giraffe. very much emphasizing the long neck. Giraffe. Trying to think of any other ones. Are there any ones I've not thought of that you guys think or would like to see?
Is there one for vet, like a specific,
Like vet?
yeah,
So,
like we just spell it?
so you can spell it or you can be like animal doctor. So it's just kind of one of those two. So I just go animal doctor. And that's what I do. There might be some places might have an actual sign for vet, but like I said, since regional, some do, some don't. But that one I just feel such a basic. You can't tell me that you don't know what I'm talking about. Animal doctor, you pretty much know what that is. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Miss Katie. Oh, I saw your hand. I was like, oh, have you thought of an animal?
No, I think maybe I was thinking with my hands. And I
Elephant.
didn't know it.
Did you do elephant?
So, okay, elephant is pretty much one you could guess. So it's literally elephant with the trunk and everything. I'm trying to see what all you would see. Oh, crocodile. So crocodile is another one you would know. Yep, crocodile. My kids, whenever they see us have any stories of crocodile, they go, oh, crocodile, and they do it real aggressive. And I'm like, okay, yes, we see the crocodile. Congratulations, but crocodile. And they're like, no, it has to be crazy big. And I have some very dramatic children. So let's see, what else is there? Oh, I know I'm forgetting some like big ones, and it's going to get me later on. I'm going to remember, oh, I didn't show that sign for this one.
Is there one for turtle?
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad
Oh
you
yeah,
said
and
that one.
frog. I was thinking about frogs too.
Yes. Okay, perfect. See, this is why I need you guys to just tell me when I'm forgetting. So turtle is so cute, in my opinion. Is you're gonna have your dominant hand as a thumbs up, and you're gonna put your non-dominant hand on top of it like a turtle, and then you'll wiggle your head, your thumb, and that's a turtle. A turtle. I love it so much. This is like one of my favorite ones. One of my kids was talking about how he's an old turtle, so he walks real slow, and I about died. So every time I see him, I'm like, "You're an old turtle," and he's like,
Call my
So-
grandmother a turtle because she walks so slow. So I'm gonna have to do that.
I just couldn't believe my kid said that to me, because usually I'll tease him and be like, "Are you an old man?" And he'll be like, and then he'll start acting like he has a cane and hunched over back walking. And so for him to say old turtle just about floored me. I thought that is the funniest thing I've heard. So for frog, what it is you're gonna do is kind of the same thing with pig, but now you're just doing two fingers. Frog. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I guess, just the whole ribbit thing. Ribbit. What else is there? Oh, is there any others you guys can
Wait,
think?
not that you would see these at a zoo. Cow, horse, goat.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Because I'm
I
still
mean,
stuck
it's
at the zoo.
Alabama. Come on, Jillian.
I know, and I'm still stuck at the zoo. I'm like, I'm trying to think of these big animals. So cow is gonna be, you're gonna have the Y's on your forehead. Cow. And again, unfortunately, when you're describing the kind of meat you're eating, if it's cow, you would say cow. My kids will look at me and they'll ask me during lunch, "Is cow?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's cow." And they're like, "Okay." I'm like, "Don't know why that's a big deal." Okay. So cow. Horse is going to be like this, and you're going to horse. Now some will go horse, like that's again just kind of, not having to go full on signing. It's like when we shorten words. So, and then what was another one you said?
Goat.
Goat.
Oh, and we need snake. Do we do snake?
Snake.
That's right, snake. Okay. How do you say,
I'm trying to remember.
this is important too. How do you say venomous? I'm serious.
I am trying to think, because I've not actually
Or like
looked that
poisonous,
far.
and like, a snake isn't poisonous, but is there a sign for venomous? Like, how do you do that?
There's probably a sign, and I will definitely ask someone, because what I've always done if I'm describing something like that, like I'll have some students where they see a snake, they see like a dog, or they see an animal, and I have to be like, it's careful, like you don't know if it's bad or good. And
Yeah.
especially like if dog's not more not with dogs, obviously. That was just a bad example. We saw a dog 2 days ago. That's why my brain's like, oh, if we see dogs. But if we see like snakes or lizards, I'm like, wait a minute, they could be poisonous. And so I will just describe them as they could, if they bite you, you can become very sick. And so
Oh,
that's kind of
gotcha.
how I describe it. But I'm pretty sure there's a sign for venomous. That was just not in my college vocabularies.
I'm really just curious. Like, I'm just curious as to like how specific some of the definitions get, and I also have a hang up about snakes. Like, I feel like I gotta know, like,
Oh, no,
what are the
you're
bad ones,
good.
what are the good ones.
Well, see, and that's the nice thing about this as well for me is like you guys will ask me words that, oh, I probably should learn the sign for this. And so that helps me as well. So I will definitely check and see. I know there's some words that you just will end up finger spelling. And that's when it comes to you do more describing of it for like younger kids. And venomous could be a word that's like that, since that's kind of what I've already been doing. And I haven't really ever seen the sign, but that's also not a sign that would come up for like a math class. That's not going to come up in math. It only would come up in science if you're talking about life and animals like snakes. So I will definitely check. You said some other animals, and now my brain is forgetting them.
She
and
said goat, but I want to know insects. So do goat and insects.
Okay,
and rabbit.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
rabbit,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
And squirrel. We need squirrel.
Yes. Okay. So for goat, I'm gonna have to check on this one because goat always gets me. It's I'm never sure it's the right one. So I'll come back to that one. I'll check that one again. I don't want to give you guys a completely wrong sign on it. So, but for insects, like if you're describing like bees or like any kinds of bugs, is you will put your thumb on your nose with your 2 fingers up and you'll go bugs. And this is for like ants. I mean, any kinds of insects you have. If you want to be specific, you have to finger spell. That's always a fun sign to sign with my kids. I'm like, do you see the bugs? And they're like, ew, yeah. So bugs. And then rabbits is, so you're going to kind of do this and you're going to go rabbits. So it's like, you can do this. I always have my thumb sticking up. That's just kind of how I'm used to. And rabbits. I always feel like rabbits should be up here, but this is like, I'm pretty sure this is like chipmunk, beaver kind of things with the big teeth. Probably more beaver actually. And then, not chipmunk, squirrel. Oh, I know squirrel, but it's like something with a bushy tail. I'm sorry. I'm putting that on my list to check. Now they're giving me so many. I'm going to be doing my own kind of homework. So let's see. Are there any others that I can think of?
Shark. What shark?
Oh, you know what? I'm so glad you said that because sharks are my favorite animal. And I was trying so hard not to be all like shark because I know that's not a sign y'all might not be curious for. So shark can be kind of signed 2 different ways. One is obviously this. And then the other one is you'll have your non-dominant hand kind of like spread out like you're almost doing like Spock. And then you'll have your dominant hand with the B between it. And you just kind of shark. And so the reason I prefer this one over this one is because we're all adults, and I'll be honest. So there's some bad words that you have to be careful for. So for like example, Ms. Beth is so excited. So for words like bitch, you would have bitch, and that's the B here. And so for bastard, it's B. And so I always get super concerned. I'm going to be signing, like I'm going to be telling a kid bastard instead of shark. So I go shark. So that. Ms. Beth is like, this is probably like the highlight of this entire time of learning ASL. She finally got some cuss words.
Yeah, this is what she'll use out of all this. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I was just thinking it's going to be interesting when I do timestamps.
Yes. Oh,
I'll just do a bunch of asterisks.
Yes, have like B. Yes. Well, and I felt like that was something y'all definitely needed to know, just because I don't want to ever have it where if you're going outside asking about sharks and you say this to someone.
Well, you could be talking about the bastard shark. I mean, come on. We don't know that they all have parents that were married. I mean,
exactly. So, but yes, so that is something I always try to do this one. And this one's the one I was more taught, but I will see my kids doing this. And I won't deny, sometimes the first thought in my mind is that's not a shark, that is a cuss word. And I'm like, am I supposed to react in a negative way and be like, no, don't sign that? But then I'm realized, oh, they're talking about the shark. So when you are describing a specific kind of an animal, so like if you're saying a brown cow, you would sign cow and be brown. So it's just using your colors or your finger spelling. Like if you're trying to describe a hammerhead shark, you would unfortunately have to finger spell hammerhead shark. So that's always sad to me. I like having fun signs for each animal, but that would be a lot. So are there any other animals y'all can think of? I'm trying to think if there's more. There's so many animals in the world.
Is there a difference, Jillian, when you're signing cat and kitten or dog and puppy?
So what you would do is you'll sign the same thing of cat, and then if you're really trying to be specific, you would go to baby. So baby is this. I mean, the typical, and so cat, baby. And then I'm like looking around my room trying to see if I have anything animal related that can just click, but all I'm seeing are like things we've already gone over. So I think we'll stop with the animals. If you do think of any more animals you want to see, please let Miss Katie know and she'll let me know. And then I can like save a list and be like, hey, here's what some of y'all wanted. So we can do that. All right. Next thing I wanted to do was some activities, kind of more like when you're describing place like things like movie theater or having art or playing, things like that. I wanted to give you guys that because that'll help you with making conversations, like having those conversations with the WH question words that were from last week. I said last year, sorry, last week. So some of the activities I had. So the first one I had, sorry, I'm moving my list and it freaked out on me. I have is play. So I think I showed you play. I'm not sure if I have, apologize, but again, just gonna do play. So play is you're gonna have both Y's and you're gonna shake them. Just shake them, play. Mm-hmm. And then for the word, okay, sorry. Had a list and my iPad is just like, no, you're not gonna have a list anymore. So we have play. We have read. So read is you're going to have your palm like it's the book, and you're going to have your two fingers almost like your eyes, reading. And then for drawing or like coloring, you'll have your pinky up. And then you'll just kind of draw it across and this is almost like having the paint across your easel or the marker across your easel. So art, draw, those are kind of the same signs. And this is the same for if you were going to say artist, you would do artist. Then we have, I had one. Why do they keep going? I'm so sorry. My brain is just singer. Okay. So if you were to sing, you would have, this one's a little weird, is you're going to have your arm, your non-dominant arm kind of bent like this. You're going to have your dominant hand moving back and forth. And it's almost like it's following the beats. And so music. Mm-hmm. And this is a sign for music, concerts. Yes, exactly. So then singer. And then we have, if you're going to be coloring and not really like drawing, you could go color and then add the draw afterwards. So color, draw. Then we have, okay, so like if you were going to the movies, so this is the sign for movie. You're going to have your hand kind of relaxed, your non-dominant hand covering, and then movie. So, and this would be going to the movies. My favorite movie is whatever. And so whenever you're signing, like what your favorite movie is or a movie you're talking about, you finger spell the entire movie. I hate it because there's some very long movies out in movie titles, but that's like technically correct. I mean, they will accept if like you were saying, trying to think of a movie that you have signs for. But like dark ages, I don't know. I'm just making up. But like dark and then ages, I mean, you technically could do that, but it's to be more ASL proper is you would fingerspell the entire thing. What else is there activities wise? I keep forgetting. Are there any activities y'all can think of that I'm just not sticking to me right now? And I apologize.
Bird watching.
Okay, so bird watching, you'd go bird and then watching. So just like bird watching, or you could be acting like you're actually like you're watching. So just like you're sitting there, you would almost like describe the whole thing, like the whole scene. It's just like I'm sitting here and I'm watching the birds on that. And so, but if you're just like, I like to bird watch, you'd probably be like, I like bird watching. So that.
Walking and running.
Oh, perfect. So walking is weird. You're going to have your hands like this up, down lower, and you're going to do this. It's like it's like the pace of like walking. And then for fast paced, you could be like that. And then for running, you're going to have your fingers like this. You're going to have I always have my dominant hand hooking the front of my non-dominant hand. And then you'll go running. So running. It's very strange. Running. I'm gonna turn from this side. Running.
I don't run, so I don't need to know that. What about yoga? All the things I do, yoga, bicycling, those kind of things.
Yoga, you would fingerspell.
Okay.
And then for bicycling is bicycle.
Okay. I thought that would be it. Thank you.
What about things like embroidery or needlework?
So that one's a fun one. You'll have your non-dominant pointer finger and your dominant hand. Pretend like you're holding a needle and then sewing. So like you're doing stitch work. And if you're trying to be specific on like, I'm doing embroidery, I'm not cross stitching, I'm doing embroidery, you would fingerspell embroidery. So this is just, you would sign it and then you would fingerspell to be showing precisely what you're doing that way. Okay, I'll give you some sports. And if they're sports, okay, so we have games or sports. And what it is you have your thumbs up and then you're shaking them back and forth. Sports. Game is going to be, you're going to be two thumbs up pushing together. Game. Either way, the tapping is not very specific. So then for basketball, you'll have your fingers like this and basketball. It's almost like you're throwing in a basketball. Then we have baseball. Baseball's easy because it's just pretend like you're throwing the bat, like swinging the bat. Baseball. Football is interesting. So football, I'm going to kind of go from an aerial view. Is you're going to have your hands like this, and then you're going to go like this, but it's going to be like sideways. So football. And it's because it's the image of the opposite teams going after each other for tackling. So football. We have soccer. So soccer is going to be your non-dominant hand is just going to stay in place. Your dominant hand is going to come and just kick it. So soccer. And if you're describing a soccer ball or a baseball, you would go soccer ball, baseball, football. So this is the sign for ball. That's just to help differentiate when you're saying you need a soccer, you don't need a soccer, you need a soccer ball. So there's that. Volleyball is volleyball. So like pushing hands at volleyball. What else is there? What other sports are there?
We do game and sports again, the difference.
Yes. So game is coming where your knuckles are going up against each other. Game. Sports is going to be the second row of your knuckles. So not these, but these are going to just tap and then they're going to shake.
Okay.
So game. I mean sport. Sorry, sport.
Sports.
And then game.
Okay.
I myself get those confused. And most of the time, if I'm saying one or the other, they kind of pick up on which one I'm saying. So Let's see, what other sports are there? Are there any sports you guys can think of that you would like to see the sign for? I'm trying to
Swimming.
think. Swimming. So swimming, easy, swimming. And then, oh, like golf is you would do golf like I can't do it great because I'm sitting, but it's the motion of like you're actually using the putter. And then for tennis is the same kind of thing, tennis. That's the nice thing about a lot of these sports is they're very visual and you can kind of, oh, I see how that could be. Let's
Jillian,
see.
what about skating?
Oh, skating. So skating's fun. So skating is you're going to have both your hands like this with the bent X's. You're going to have them facing up and then you go skating. So skating. And it's for ice skating, roller skating. If you're showing the difference, you may say frozen skating, like ice skating, or you just might go skating. And then skiing is skiing, that motion of like you're actually skiing. I'm pretty sure for skateboarding, it's that you can kind of go between skateboarding or making the motion. I mean, if all else fails, if you make a motion of the sport, they're going to get the sport.
Jillian, what about hiking, camping?
So camping is you're going to do this. You're going to have you're pointing your fingers and your pinkies up, and you're going to have them touch each other. So the pinkies touch and the pointers, and then you'll pull them down. Camping. So you're just pulling them to this. So camping. Hiking, I'm pretty sure it's just, you can just say walking, like in the woods, walking. I think some people can be like hiking, like you're having the walking sticks.
So that would be more of a descriptive.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There might be like I said, there might be a specific sign, but those are the ones I mostly use. Let's see, any more activities? I'm trying not to give you guys too much. I know I'm giving you guys a lot, I apologize.
Too late, darling.
But these are the last ones, I promise. These were the activities was the last thing I was thinking. What other activities do you guys like to do that you want to know the sign for?
Is hiking the same thing as walking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Trying to see. So I will have all this. We'll just stop with any more adding and we'll just review a few because there's a lot and I do not want to, I know I've already given y'all so many. So for activities. Oh, so I didn't show you the sign for like activities. I promise, this is it. It's just you're going to have your hands almost like this and you go activities, like activities. And this is for even like in the classroom saying, please go sit and work on your activities. It's the same thing. Okay, so we have reading, drawing. We have, Miss Beth, what you got on that list? I'm trying to go from the very beginning. Playing.
I'll just go through it. Sing
Singing.
and then singer
Mm-hmm.
and movie.
Movie. And then for watching, it's watch movie. So watch movie. Mm-hmm. And then what is after that? Bicycling.
Then
We
the
have-
walking, running, and
Walking. And that would be lower down. So you're not walking like this. It's
you don't know how I walk.
it's just the lower walking. And then we have running. And and I will say, I'm not going to show you guys tonight just because I know that would be too much, this is the only sign for running. Like I'm actually running. And what I mean by that is there are, we don't realize, but in English, we have a lot of multiple meaning words. And so like I'm running for office. I need to run by the post office, things like that is a completely different sign. So this is just for the specific action of I'm actually running. I like to run. I'm running on the soccer field. That's a running. Then we had sports. Then we had game. And this can also be video game or a fun game you're doing in the class. Like this is just game. And we have baseball, basketball, football, soccer. Soccer again would be kind of more like that. Yeah, soccer. Volleyball. There we go. We have tennis. Yes, tennis. Swimming. We had golfing, which was down here. We had hiking or hiking. Oh, sorry.
Skiing.
Speaking, but it just threw me off.
Skiing.
Yes,
That's right.
skiing. Then we had camping. Oh, and then skating. But camping, so camping is again, it's this. And so you have your pointer fingers and your pinkies up, and then you'll have them both touch. And then you'll bend them down to fist. So camping. And this is the same for summer camp. I'm going camping. You would just add the sign for summer before it. So summer camp. What else do we have on the list, Miss Beth?
Skateboarding, but I mean, come on.
Skateboarding.
My
All
son's
right.
33, doesn't do that anymore. I don't need to know.
All righty. So I will stop adding signs and I'll ask you, are there any animals you want me to go over, any animals or activities or any signs that you want me to go over again? Review. I know we're coming close on time. So I want to make sure it's as beneficial as possible for you guys. Do you want me to go?
I would love to go over a few of the animals, but just pick the most common ones that we would probably use. I probably won't be saying gorilla much, but it's easy. But still.
So I'll go with like pet animals because that's something that you are most likely going to be using. So you have cat, which is the whiskers. So cat. Dog is you pat your leg and then you end up with a snap. Pat, snap, dog. We have fish. Fish, so it's that little pretending like it's wiggling in the water. We have bird. We have lizard with that L coming and crawling up. Snake. You kind of can go either way. I've seen both. I've seen my kids take turns doing both, so I don't think it matters too much. Then we have spider. And then we have pet, the actual sign for pet. And this is when you would say like my pets, I have 3 pets, or I want to pet the cat. So that's kind of for both the action. I think I'll limit that. Is there any more common pet names? Turtle. Okay, yes, we have to do turtle. I'm sorry. Turtle's required because turtle's too cute. Turtles, oh, it's one of my favorites. But I think that's enough. Those are the more common animals. So are there any other signs you want me to go over, like specific ones that you guys can think of? Miss Beth is going to be all over the place going, oh, my favorite animal is a shark, and then start laughing to herself. All righty. Well, let's see. I guess we can kind of end a little early since I did give you a lot, and Miss Katie can set the timestamps so you guys can review. I really was worried that we were going to not be able to have a long time. So that's why I kept trying to go, okay, well, we're still having time. Let's keep adding more signs, adding more and more. I don't ever trust the weather in Alabama. You just can't trust it. Like some days I'm never going to have the lights flicker. And then one day the weather's going to just totally cut it off. So I'm just like, let's just try our best and go through as much as we can.
I'm pretty surprised we got through it actually.
Yeah, no, same here. It was especially because I can hear some of it outside. I'm like, wow, okay, well, let's see how much longer we got. So
When I upload the timestamps, I'll group them like you did into animals and pets, and I'll do that, and I'll do my best to be specific so that y'all can like kind of quiz yourselves and or like just for quick reference. So yeah, hopefully I'll have that up by midday tomorrow.
And a lot of them, they are, I feel, with the signs and activities, that's why I gave you so many, is a lot of them are very visually, you can kind of figure out what it is. I mean, for baseball, it's so easy, so that's why it may have felt like a lot, but I think it's because some of the animals like gorilla, giraffe, those are things where you would be able to go, if I sat here and had to think, I could probably figure it out. So I think that's why I gave you guys so many. And I want to give you guys as many signs as possible, just because even though it is an 8-week course, I want to at least provide the resources so that if you ever like, oh, wait, I need to go back and check. Oh, okay. That's right. I remember that now. So that's kind of why I give you guys so many, is I'm like, we only have 8 weeks. And if I went slow, like high school teachers and college professors do, you guys would never get through any other, like learn any other signs except the first like sessions signs. So I'm like, I'd rather give you all of them as much as I can. And then you guys have it saved for later and you can use it as you continue practicing. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I apologize for so many signs. I think I say that every session because I always remember there's more. And please practice if you can. And hopefully we can have, I don't know if anybody was able to see the colors video. I added an extra colors video for not last week's, but the week before session when I couldn't meet. And that was the kind of a bonus. And I might try to add a few more of those throughout as we go along, just to kind of give you more and more signs, because the more you know and you try to use, the more it'll help you have those conversations. So all righty. Well, I guess I'll see you guys next week. I hope everybody's
So much,
safe with
Jillian.
the weather.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Jill.
Good
And
night.
Kate, see y'all next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Stay safe.